So we looked at some of the consequences from having a bad health and what it can do to your brain. And we saw that if you have a healthy brain, you are happier, healthier, wiser, etc. And if you have an unhealthy brain, this, for whatever reason, if you let your weight go out of control, if you have toxin exposure, if you have a brain injury, then that will make you feel sadder, sicker, less successful in the long run, and make you have poor decisions. So the good news is that you can always reverse this. And when you have this information, you can understand that you can either accelerate the aging process or decelerate it. And it's really your choice when you get this information to choose wisely, basically. So the method that the Dr. Amen developed, and I'm not going to go extensively into it, but I just wanted to give you a summary, is based on biology, psychology, spirits, and connection. Biology, there are many compounds in it. I'm just going to touch base on some. You have genes, which makes you more vulnerable to some illnesses, but it's really your behaviors which triggers them. So in my case, it would be for Alzheimer. I'm way more prone to having Alzheimer, but I know that it's really my day-to-day habits which will decide if yes or no I get the disease. Also, did you know that your brain is only 2% of your body's weight, but it consumes 25% of your daily calories, which is huge. It's the most metabolic active organ in your body. So if you don't feed it properly, you won't think properly, you won't feel properly, and you won't have the energy to do what you love, right? Also, I think the message here is that you don't have a Prozac deficiency or Ritalin deficiency. You're really not made or evolved to need those things. And it's not that I'm against drugs in general, but I would always tend to go first to what is natural and to do no harm. And that starts with your diet and your nutrition, because that's the first thing that people tend to do is just go to the doctor, get drugs, and try to get fixed like this. But we know it doesn't work. It's just way easier for a doctor to prescribe you this when they have a 5 minute appointment with you rather than teach you how to eat your food right, which is a bit of a pity, but that's the way things go, right? So also, did you know, second thing is exercise. So if you're not exercising twice a week, you die younger. You die younger. Also, if you talk about older people, I think one of the points which is really interesting is that if you're 80 years old and you walk at a 5 kilometer per hour pace, you will have 80% chance to see, you have 90% chance, actually, 90% chance of living until you're 90. However, if you walk at a 2 kilometer per hour pace when you're 80, you will have a 90% chance of not making it until you're 90, which is such a huge difference. So exercise is absolutely critical. Then in the biology, you also have environmental toxins. And this is something which is very close to my heart and which is very scary. Did you know that if you work in a hair salon or a nail salon, you have higher chance of getting Alzheimer, for example, which my mom is a hairstylist. She has her own hair salon, so I'm very worried about this. And I went on a personal mission myself of removing all the toxins that I could from my life. And I started this with essential oils by creating my own cleaning products, because cleaning products are some of the most toxic thing you can have inside of your house. Also by changing all my skincare routines and making my own. And essential oils have been really critical for me here to making this shift to a more natural way of living. And I started this because I saw a research which was really terrifying to me that said that your indoor environment is 3 to 5 times more toxic than the outdoor. And we kind of tend to think the contrary, right? So that was for me really a big aha moment where I knew that I had to change something, because I never thought about this. And especially now where we spend even more time at home than before, I think it's hugely important to focus on that and going to more natural ways. So those were the 3 that I wanted to talk to you about for the biology. Then you have psychology. This is all about how you think, your past emotional traumas. One thing which is very interesting, for example, is that 75% of women who have gut problems experience early emotional traumas. So that might be something you want to reflect on. If you have gut problems, maybe that come from your early in your childhood with something that you didn't treat and something that is unhealed in yourself. Then also your body image, etc. So that was for the psychology. For the spirit, that is really about asking yourself, what is your purpose? Because you also need to understand what is your reason for being healthy, and why you're here. Because if you don't know why you care about being healthy, it will not be sustainable in the long run. You really need to be passionate about this for some reason, whatever reason resonates with you, but you need to understand why you want to be healthy. It's not to please anybody else, it really needs to be true to you and to resonate inside yourself. Also, one of the fastest way to get healthy is probably to find the healthiest person that you can stand. And this is not easy sometimes. I know it because I'm passionate myself and I can get pretty, pretty irritating when it comes to health. So find the healthiest person that you can stand and spend as much time with him or her as possible. That's one of the biggest factor of longevity, actually, is the health of the people you surround yourself with. Which leads me to my fourth point, which is connections. And because we're a relational species, right? So people are contagious. And I'm sure you already heard that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's also true for your health. As I was saying, it's one of the biggest factors of longevity. It's the health of the people you surround yourself with. And also, it doesn't mean that you need to just get rid of all your friends and family, but you really have a chance here to be a leader, to model a new way of living, and to inspire people on this quest. So what I would like to leave you in this message, which this week's session was pretty long, but I'm sorry about that. What I want to leave you with is that it all starts with brain envy. So what you can leave today with is this main message that you need to take care about your brain, and nobody cares about it because we can't see it, but you can do that by starting to look at your diet and nutrition, and by reducing the amount of toxin that you have inside your house, and exercising. That would be the easiest way to start. Then if you want more details, you can always schedule a private session with me and we can do a private health coaching, but that would be really the 3 easiest way to go about it. And of course, as you age, the activity of your brain will start to decrease naturally, right? Just like the skin falling off your skin, the skin falling off your face, but it really doesn't have to. And by focusing on living a healthy and balanced lifestyle, you can really reverse this trend and keep yourself sharp, happy, energetic as long as possible, instead of having those morbidity years at the end of our life. Because it's true that we live longer, but I tend to think that it's not that we live longer, it's more that we die longer, actually. So, which is something that really scares me a lot. So again, your brain does not have to deteriorate, and your behavior, your day-to-day behaviors and habits will shape if you either accelerate or decelerate the aging process. And I hope that you feel empowered right now with this information to just choose on which side you want to be on. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.